years earlier than Asiatic or European, but that was a mistake. It's not as early as that. It has been downdated, but it's still earlier than other civilizations. Here is a page from the Edwin Smith Papyrus, which has the most modern medical diagnoses and treatments. Here is one of the things surviving from early African mathematics. Africans were the first to introduce ciphers. In fact, in Europe, Europeans did not have ciphers. They had letters for numbers. The Greeks had letters for numbers. The Romans had letters for numbers. In Roman, 1 is 1, 2 is 1, 1, 3 is 1, 1, 1, 4 is 1, V. Then you start all over again. 5 is V, 6 is V1, then V1, 1, then V1, 1, 1. And so it went on. How difficult to conduct mathematics like that. The ciphers were brought by the Moors into the commercial circles. When Fibonacci found the number system in India, it was not accepted by the Europeans. Then the Moors invaded India and brought the number system 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of India. Some people have advanced evidence. This is cutting holes, circular holes in the skull. This is medical instruments in ancient times. This is showing you the pyramid, the kinds of calculations, the measurements, which were so important, indicate to you their knowledge of the cosmos, their knowledge of the measurements of the earth, etc. This shows you how their mathematics, their metaphysics and their science are blended. All these ideas about the double hall of truth, etc., and the various passages. This is one of the things indicating to you, though we do not yet know fully how they did it, how they moved heavy objects, we discovered they had a mixture which they could put upon the earth, and that it would create something that is as smooth as ice so that they could push a heavy object over it. This is a scaling ladder used in the building of pyramids. We have found pictures drawn. Once again, you see the red and yellow color, although the features are not that of red and yellow people. We found lights on the ground of the pyramids. We found pictures, illuminated pictures, and they wondered how could that happen? How did the Egyptians light the underground when they had no electric? They had no lamps, they had no candles, no torches. And they found metallic mirrors that were so placed in the pyramids that they could ricochet the light from a star or the sun. And that they would so arrange the ventilator shaft that it could be aligned to that star or the sun, enabling the light to be ricocheted through the chambers. This is an invention around 300 BC, the first pneumatic organ in the world, the first steam engine in the world, although it did not go into general production. This is Isis and Horus, which was to become the prototype of the Black Madonna and Child in Europe. Here it is again, Isis. Here is the Black Diana. Here is in Europe now, in wood carving, Isis and the little boy Horus, sometimes the features becoming European but retaining their ritual blackness from the early pictures. Here in Nuria, Spain, right in the heart of Spain, the Black Madonna and Child, Isis and Horus, Mary and Jesus. This is a black pope, Pope Miltiades, who became the Pope of Rome between 311 and 314 AD. This is a picture that is more than 1,000 years old. This is one of the 25 black saints in the Catholic Church. This is Saint Maurice, who became patron saint of Austria and Germany until he was removed in Hitler's time. Here he is again. Saint Benedict the Moor, Alexander Dumas. I must go now very quickly through these. Some of the half-white, half-black types who became very prominent in Europe. Here is from the black village in the Caucasus, discovered by the Russians. This is a black boy who was adopted by the Tsar of Russia, Peter the Great. He became a very powerful figure in Russia. He became a general in the Russian army. He was also a diplomat. He signed a treaty between Russia and Sweden. He was also an engineer. He became the tutor in math for the Crown Prince of Russia, and he also built a famous aqueduct in Russia. This is his grandson, Pushkin. He was a very famous poet, as most of you know, who transformed the Russian language. He's deeply respected in that category. He wrote poetry, which eventually became revolutionary. He was warned by the Tsar, but he insisted, and eventually he had to be exiled. Then he was pardoned, but told not to write again. He came back. He became quite a womanizer. He married a woman who was barely a child. She fell in love with a Russian officer. He chose, and this is Paul Robeson.